Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-trent. It's Sketchbook Saturday. We're going to do some fun little garden doodles. Yep, that's simple. Watercolor doodles on our sketchbook. This is very simple and easy. I'll show you how I draw them out and I put them in the composition that I have. And then we go through the colors and paint it up. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Let's get started. Okay, to begin with, we'll go over my supplies. I have a moleskine wet media sketchbook. I use a little clip to hold it down here. I'll have my pencil, paper towel, paints, water pots, and various brushes. I'll go over them as I use them. We're going to sketch out our veggies. We'll start with some carrots. You know, carrots are pretty simple. We'll zoom in a little bit. You're basically making a curve on top and then coming down an angle and then meeting that same curve here, an angle. There's your carrot. The top can just be this easy greenery. You can make carrots different sizes. You see that's kind of light. Let me see if I can draw this a little darker for you. See? And we're just doing a sketch. Now I'll have to erase this because it's too dark, but for all intents and purposes of showing you, just doing the little carrots. You know, we'll change up the vegetable, put a little zucchini in here. Start with just a little line going across and down. You know, they have little stems and then they kind of bellow out like that and go down, and you got your zucchini. You know, it doesn't have to be zucchini there if you didn't like that because the composition is like too long, skinny kind of vegetables. Take that out. We'll do something else there. We'll put in, let me see. Maybe we'll put a little onion up here. It's a roundish thing. And under that we could put some tomatoes. Just a circle with a little, V's. I call them little V's, whatever. It's like a V here, and a V here, and a V here, and a V here. And then you have your tomato. You can do a smaller one next to it. From there, I might want to throw in a little snap pea or pea. And that's just a line with a half semicircle. Just go like that, and you can throw some little peas next to it. You know, up over in here, we can throw in a little pepper, and that's going this way, downward. And then you put another one in the middle, and another one like there. It's a little crowded, but that's okay. Down over here, I'm going to put a beet in. Now, I've tried to grow beets, and they're not that easy. It's crowding the little peas. I'll have to move them. So that's like a circle with a little stem thing coming down from the bottom. And up top, the greeneries will be like this big leaves like that. Now the peas got a little crowded, so we'll have to move those guys. So when you're sketching out composition, you're kind of like going back and forth, adding, subtracting. I might put something over in here. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put a zucchini over here. I have to think about that. A zucchini, another tomato. I could do yellow squash. Yellow squash, it's kind of like this weird oblong thing like that. Now, it's very dark, and I don't paint over the dark. So I take my kneaded eraser, and I'll just wipe away all that we just drew. I'll still see it, but I don't want to see it. If that makes sense. Oops. You know, and that's what's great about sketchbooks. You just go through and you don't like it and you move it around, move the composition around. And it's just supposed to be fun. So I don't know what you have growing in your garden, but we have peppers and peas. We have different types of onions. Well, we have scallions. Those are the onions we are growing. Carrots we're growing. We're growing zucchini, yellow squash, tomatoes. Broccoli rabe, actually, we're trying this time. So now I erased it. You can't see it, but I can. We're going to mix up our color. We'll start with doing the carrots. I already have some yellow in my pan. I'm going to grab some of this dark yellow. It's almost like an orange color. Carrots come in different colors too. You can make it multicolored. I have a rainbow carrot that I did on my Instagram. I'm making up some orange, and then I'm going to take some of this red here, put it over here for the tomatoes. This is a medium red. Let me see if you can see this. Medium red. I'll throw a little crimson. Get it darker. Oh, it bled into my orange. Who cares? So I'm just going to grab my number 8 Princeton long round brush. Just love this, the Velvet Touch series. I love it because of the tip in the belly. So it holds a lot of paint and has a great tip for making nice detailed. I'm just going to grab that orange. And because this is that paper I've talked about many times, it's a sketchbooky kind of wet medium paper. It's not going to bleed like a cotton paper. So it's not going to be able to manipulate the same way. We're just going to do wet on dry and fill in this little carrot here. You can leave a little halo if you want. And put a little carrot over in here, like we drew out. And just fill this in, really simply. Now it's looking a little too monotoned. We'll go in and grab some, we can grab some of this red. Put some of this on the side over here. Just give it some more depth. Because this paper doesn't lend itself to the bleed well, it's better to do more right out of the tube, kind of like creamy color. So I'm taking this medium red right out of the tube, kind of, and it's really thick, going in and adding that right on the side here. It's really loose, simple. It's a sketchbook. Let's make this fun, not serious. Since we have the red mixed up, we go and do our tomato. Now we can do the little one. It can be, I grow these little yellow tomato. I'll put that one over here. A yellow tomato. Put that one in first. I love them. They are the best. These little yellow tomatoes. It's a little bright, but they're small and tiny, and they taste phenomenal. I would put the yellow in before I put the red in, because you can't put the red on top of the yellow. And I wait until it dries a little bit, because that is going to bleed. So we can get some watered down yellow and put in the yellow squash over here. Just grab your yellow paint, fill it right in. Now I'm doing this so loose. See how loose I'm painting this? And the yellow squash doesn't really have many orange tones to it. If anything, it has more green tones to it. So for the greens, I'm just going to go up here. Oh, I have some red in my brush. Grab some medium green. And I'm mixing up. I always mix a bunch of different colors to make my greenery. Already I had that red on my brush, this crappy brush I used to mix paint. So it made a nice, decent green. I'm going to go in and grab that. Put that on the top. It's a little too wet, so I'm dabbing it on my paper towel. You kind of want it not so wet. Like I said, this paper doesn't work well with. I'm going to grab it more concentrated. It's a little creamier. You're going to have that real loose look, which is fine. So we can do some greenery up here on the carrots. Just stem down. Then off that, you put these little stems like that. So it's like feathering these little stems. Just these little lines that go out like that. These little feathery type of stems. You could put some more carrots in the back. You don't have to have 3 carrots. You could have more than 3 carrots. Since we have a lot of orange and red colors, let's throw in a green pepper. So here we're going to fill in our pepper. Those 3 little bumps. It should be a little bit brighter than that, but not necessarily. We're going to fill this in real loosely. I kind of like the messy, loose watercolor look sometimes. You know, there's people that paint really serious, realistic watercolors. The loose, obviously you see a lot of my tutorials are loose. You know, I can do the serious if I wanted to. I just don't like it. I prefer this very loose. I'm gonna grab some Hooker's green. Get a little dark green going in here. Just in this, where those bumps kind of meet in the stem. So I like this dark, I like this real loose, playful kind of look. I think the yellow is dried enough that we can actually put the red in. Tomato. You say tomato and I say tomato. I'm just filling this in. So up north, we have a very short window of growing vegetables, unfortunately. We put ours in recently, and they're taking their sweet time. The weather has been okay, not great. So I'm just filling this in. As you see here, very loosely. I'm gonna grab some crimson, get a little deeper red in here, right where the tomato meets the other tomato. We're gonna let that dry because it's very wet. We'll do our onion. I'm gonna mix, it's kind of like a yellowish brown. I'm gonna have the burnt umber. Grab some of this yellow. And get that a little loose so it's lighter. Dab that on my paper towel, and then I'll go ahead and I'll paint that little onion in. So it's kind of brownish, yellowish, golden. What I'm gonna do is fill this in lightly, and then I'll put in the lines. You know how those onions have those little lines that go down? So I'll fill this in, just a little brown in here. You can get these books online. Obviously, everything has to be online right now. Where I live, I would love to go into an art supply store, but it's not going to happen for a while. So I'm going to put this color in, and I'm going to let it sit for a bit. I'm going to grab a little of this brown and some black, and do those wiggle veins you see in the end of the onions when you take them out. And then I'm going to grab some of the green and put that on top. Grab some Hooker's green and some of the green I mixed already. We'll do our peas. Peas, pasta, please, peas. I'm gonna make it a little brighter. I add some yellow to my green. And we'll go in here and we'll make this pea pod much brighter. Change up the green tones. We'll just fill that in. And we'll do little peas down here. I'm gonna leave a little halo, which is like a little white area on the peas. We have a lot of space over here. Either you can write some words or add some more peas or put in a flower. Now the beet. Gonna make that a deeper red. So I will take my alizarin crimson. This pan needs to be activated more than I did. There's a deep red. Should be reddish purple. So I'm going to fill in that beet. You can leave a halo if you want. Should be a little bit deeper than this. It's looking a little too red, so I'm going to add a little touch of the purple dioxide. See what happens. It's getting a little deeper. This paper is, you know, it's not very forgiving, unfortunately, but it's a sketchbook. So in a way, it's making you, it's forcing you to have a little more fun, be a little more loose. So fill that in. I'm going to grab my greenery. Though the beets, the greeneries are pretty dark. You know, they have like from the stem up. So this part will actually be, excuse me, a little pinkish red up here, the stems. And then you go into the greenery and it's dark, deep greens. So that's when I'm going to grab my Hooker's green. Throw a little indigo in here. I'm just going to make these wibbly wobbly. See how I'm just taking the belly of the brush and just pushing down and wiggling it? That's all you got to do. Push down, wiggle it, and attach it to that red part of the stem. Look how easy that was. You can take that same dark paint, go into your pepper stem. I put some dark towards the bottom and on the side over here, and then over here where those bumps are and underneath. A little more dark going towards the bottom of these stems, and then we can use it towards a tomato. Just filling in those funky V's. Really simple. And then we're going to go in and fix our little peas and pea pod. Now this one bled a little bit. That's okay. So the pea pod, going to have this little, it's like a little hat. Zoom in. So here we go. Make like a little hat. It's like a V, upside down V, and then put a little line in the middle. And then put the stem coming out of it. Like a little hat. And then I would put a darker tone on the outside of the peas and this side. And even on the bottom here. If you want to indicate there are peas inside the pod, I would just put a light little, see that? A curved line so there's like peas in the pod. But you don't have to do that. You could take that out if you wanted to. It's up to you. I might throw in a couple more peas down here instead of flowers. Not everybody likes peas. I love them. They're my favorite. I put them in everything. If you ever follow my Instagram stories, you'll see that I pretty much do that. I mean, when I have food that I make and I post it. So I'm getting some deeper orange tones here to make the lines going across for the carrots. Just these curved lines, starting from the left, going to the right. That's how I'm doing them. Very simple. Do, do, do. See that? And I'm going to grab that brownish golden deeper tone. I'm going to mix it right in here. Why not? For the onion, we're going to need the lines going downward in a curved fashion. Indicate the onion. Look at that. This is like a fun little study thing to do. Here, the tomato, I want to get a little deeper shadow going in here. So I'm going to put a little touch of burnt umber in with that red right next to the other tomato. Because it's right next to it. And then under here. And the yellow needs a little shadow on the side here. Just to punch it up. Like I said, you can keep it like this. I'll put a little yellow in here too. Oh, got a little orangey. Punch that up a little bit. You can add another veggie up in here. Could be another tomato, could be a flower, could be an herb. Whatever you feel like adding, like a marigold, a butterfly. Trying to think what would be a small teeny vegetable that would go there. I don't know, radish maybe, but that's kind of small. So maybe we'll just put like a little flower up there. Grab some of my pink rose. Or purple. Actually, maybe purple. So I have my cerulean, purple dioxide. Let's throw in a little purple flower up here. That's what you do. You sit back and look at your book and you say, it's missing something. Just a simple four petal flower. And a nice balance of purple. I'll poke a little one down here just to balance it out. And maybe another one over in here. Then I'll take the purple dioxide, darker, and some ultramarine. I'll have to dab it on my paper towel because it's too much paint. And I'll try and bleed that in here. Like I said, this paper is not going to lend itself to some really good bleeding, but you can certainly attempt it. If you want to add other like types of tonal flowers, take some of this brown off my paint here. Go right ahead and do that. You can go and add some of that blushy pinky. This looks a little more orangey, but down here. Trying to mix that color. Okay. Just put another simple flower down in here. Now that we added some flowers in there. And you can add some simple greenery. Just a little greenery. All around, like it's in the garden. La 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 la. I'd wait till the purple dries to add any kind of color in the center because it's going to bleed. Now this one bled not so pretty, so what you do is you clean off your brush and then you go and you blend it. Like I said, this paper is not the best for making that wet on wet scenario. It's better for more concentrated paint color, but you can manipulate it to your advantage. So then you just go in and add, like I said at the end, you add the yellow in there. I wait till that one dries to add that, but you get the idea. And go in and just take out, you know, if you want to add in some deeper tones of this orange, play around with it. It's just a little sketchbook idea for your silly Saturday. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's a little quick, little fun little sketch. I would fill out, see I have both sides of the sketchbook. You could fill both sides with the garden. Have fun with it. And maybe make a nice print, or if you if you want to paint this just not even in a sketchbook, for somebody who is a gardener, you know, and you haven't seen them for a while, they would probably love that. So take care, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great day. Speak to you soon.